Hey everyone, welcome to PhoneUX. On this video I'm going to be comparing the cameras of the Z Fold 5 and the Pixel Fold. So let's get started. First thing is the camera app. I will say that both camera apps are user-friendly and easy to navigate, so neither one's a bad choice. But I do prefer the way that Pixel has theirs laid out. The Pixel camera app bunches similar modes together, which gives it a bit of a cleaner feel. On the Samsung side, I like how they let you reorder the modes to your liking. So since Samsung always starts it on the photo mode, I like to put the portrait mode to the left of it, and to the right of it I place video and portrait video, and those are the ones I use the most, and this makes it easy for me to navigate through them without having to search too much. So now let's jump into the most notable unique modes for each phone. So for the Pixel, my favorite unique ones are the long exposure and the cinematic pan. The cinematic pan is my go-to for slow motion. It's very easy to use and provides very good results, very consistent results that I just don't really get on other slow motion modes. The long exposure mode is super fun to mess with and can give some pretty cool pictures. It's just not the easiest to get a good picture from, so it'll take some patience and some practice. On Samsung, my favorite unique modes are the portrait video and the 50 megapixel photo. Portrait video takes your video capturing to the next level. It's not always needed, but in the right scenario, it really produces some really great videos. And the 50 megapixel mode seems like a no-brainer for these phones. I don't use it too often and the standard pictures come out more optimized, but in the right scenario, the amount of detail you get from these photos is pretty crazy. So now let's go over the daytime photos. Starting with the ultra-wide sensor, these are two of the best brands for mobile photography, and it should be no surprise that the ultra-wide lenses provide good photos. The main things I noticed with these photos is that they provide similar colors to the main sensors and little to no distortion in the pictures. Next is the main sensor. Given the difference in camera arrays with these two phones, the main sensors have drastically different workloads. I find both to be very capable and produce high quality images. Between 1 and 2.9x, the results range from great to acceptable. To my eyes, the Pixel does a cleaner job at zooming in digitally, but not good enough to be compared with actual optical zoom. So once the 3x lens kicks in for the Fold 5, it starts to produce the crisper image. What did surprise me is how well the Pixel's main sensor keeps up. From this point, the Fold 5 continues to have the cleaner image until the Pixel switches to the 5x lens. Then the Pixel provides the better image, although the Fold 5's 3x lens does a pretty good job making it a competition. Moving to night scenes, the picture quality in night scenes are comparable between both cameras. They really trade blows depending on the scenarios, and I can't quite pick a favorite. They are that close. The one thing I did notice with the Pixel Fold is that it tries to use the main sensor as much as possible in dark scenes. This lets the phone produce the brightest and most detailed photos, but also removes the advantage of having the 5x lens. I did notice the phone switching back and forth between the main sensor and the 5x lens before I took a shot. It was likely switching depending on how much light was hitting the sensors. The Fold 5 would mainly switch as soon as I reached 3x, and I didn't notice any switching after reaching that point. The difference in behavior might be due to Pixel wanting to keep the capture speed as quick as possible, since that's helpful in producing a clean, blur-free photo. Alright, so now we're moving on to the video capture. In Samsung fashion, video recording in the Z Fold 5 is among the best in phones. They have improved their video quality each year to try and catch up to Apple, and the results are showing. The quality of the videos I took shows that the Z Fold 5 maintains a steady and high quality recording while walking, and without using the steady mode. Although, with the 50 megapixel main sensor, the super steady mode still maintains a fairly high resolution of QHD, so I would consider it a viable option with this phone. The Pixel has also improved its video capturing capabilities and provides results that compete with the Z Fold 5. The default steadiness of the main sensor provides similar results to the Fold 5 while taking active videos, and of course, panning and still shots are a breeze for these two phones. The biggest difference in quality comes with the super steady mode in the Pixel Fold. Even though it has a high megapixel count, it still only records super steady and full HD. This one won't affect me much since I prefer to use the default stabilization as much as possible, but it can be something to know for anyone who often records action videos. So moving to the zoom lenses, the Fold 5's 3x sensor also provides a steady video while walking. There is some loss of quality from the main sensor to the 3x lens, but when compared to the alternative, I believe the results are a bit better. The Pixel Fold's 5x lens shows additional distortion on non-steady videos. However, that's not the biggest flaw in my experience. The worst thing I found about recording video with the 5x lens is that it tries to lock onto a subject when recording on this lens, which leads to a jumpy video. What I believe is happening is that when the auto-selected subject moves out of the frame, the phone chooses another and causes the center of the video to jump toward the new subject. I have seen this continuously in my videos, and it is very hard to deal with, although it is possible. In comparison, Samsung flows more smoothly with the motion instead of jumping from one subject to another. Locking onto a subject has helped me with the issue, but not every video has a fixed subject. That's not always an option. So moving on to the night scenes, both phones capture good video in dark scenes. It looks like the Fold 5 produces brighter videos showing more details in darker areas, and the Pixel Fold's video is slightly darker, still capturing plenty of detail but also keeping the scene a bit truer to life. I noticed the Pixel trying to use the main sensor as much as possible instead of always switching to the 5x lens. This may be because the 5x lens has a little trouble with dark scenes. So let's talk about the capture speed for a moment. And this is an important part because a long delay or long exposure can really affect how the picture comes out. The Pixel Fold's capture speed is impressive. It feels just as fast on dark scenes, or at least on most dark scenes, as it does in the day scenes. And the speed of this capture is not negatively affecting the photos. The night photos are still coming out with plenty of detail and are comparable to a Z Fold 5, which takes 3 to 4 seconds to capture. I could say that the Pixel Fold's capture speed is as close to instantly capturing it as you can get on a phone. Overall, both of these phones have good cameras. They're probably the two best camera arrays that you can get in the foldable market. With either option, you're gonna be missing out on something that the other phone does better, but I'm not gonna use this as a scapegoat. I'm gonna actually choose which one I prefer, and that's the Pixel Fold. For one, the 5x lens provides additional range for me to use, and since I don't focus as much on video capture as I do on photography, on pictures, the jumpiness of recording on the 5x doesn't affect me too much, and I have been able to take some decent video with the 5x lens, so I was able to overcome that jumpiness. So it's not impossible to overcome. The next reason is the photo optimization for pixels in general. These are some of my favorite pictures that come out. It provides a more natural feel, but it's still enhancing it enough where it makes it look a little bit better than reality as well. So all these phones do the same thing. Samsung does it a bit more than others. And Pixel, I think, has the right, the Goldilocks zone of, keeping it optimized and looking nice versus keeping it looking muted. So the optimization is definitely my favorite in the Pixel phones for photography. And my final reason is the capture speed. Although the delays on Samsung don't bother me too much, I do prefer using the Pixel Fold's camera system because it just grabs it instantly and there's no wait time. So that alone provides kind of a freedom of knowing that I don't have to time it perfectly. I could just keep pressing it, it's gonna capture it. So that is a nice plus to have, and that's my third reason for picking the Pixel Fold over the Samsung Z Fold 5 for the camera. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and leave a comment. And as always, I'll see you in the next one.